All right. So I've noticed a trend of people making predictions for The Last Jedi, and I thought it'd be fun to get in on that and put myself on record making these outrageous claims that may or may not be embarrassing in the next month or remainder of my life. It should go without saying that I will probably bring up plot points from episode 7. So if you haven't seen that movie, then what are you doing here, you dingus? Get out of here. Oh, they're gone. Okay. These are my genuine predictions. And if you don't like them, then, well, maybe they won't come true. And if they do come true, then I told you so. And I'm a clairvoyant. And I should totally be hired to write the next Star Wars movies or 5. Right off the bat, let's go big. Rey's parents. I think we'll find out that Rey's parents are dicks. That's right, I said it. They're private detectives. They were so deep in some space case that they were like, oh no, we're in trouble from the space bad guys. We gotta protect our space baby. What's the best way to protect them? Dumping them on a planet that is similar to, but legally distinct enough that maybe the fans won't notice that we kind of just ripped it off from episode 4. It's the planet Jakku. Now, what was the case they could have been working on that was so dangerous that they had to abandon Rey and leave her on a planet where she had to fight for most of her life? So she was kind of in danger anyway. Maybe this new guy, Snoke in town, didn't pay his taxes. All right, on to the next point. Luke Skywalker. When Rey meets him, the first thing she finds out about him is that he's kind of prejudiced. You know, they're catching up. Luke is this guy she's heard all these amazing stories about, and Rey is the first person Luke has probably had contact with in like 30 years. And he's been by himself for a while, and he's kind of developed these backwards beliefs, and Rey's telling him all about her adventures that she's gone on, and she tells him about Finn. And she makes mention that he's, you know, a stormtrooper. And Luke is like, stormtrooper? Back in my day, we didn't socialize with stormtroopers. Next thing you'll be telling me that he's a black stormtrooper. But it's kind of okay, because we'll find out Luke has been savagely murdered by the native inhabitants of the planet he resides on. The Porgs. The Porgs have viciously slaughtered Luke Skywalker and are now doing this kind of like a Weekend at Bernie's thing where they're puppeteering his body, and they're just kind of like screwing around with Rey the entire time. I know what you're thinking. Hey guy, how's a little bug-eyed seabird going to get the best over old Luke Skywalker? This is the Star Wars universe, and it's been shown that many different kinds of alien species have been shown to have force sensitivity. So I think it's entirely possible that the Porgs could have forced their way inside Luke Skywalker's skull and taken control of his body. I really just want this to happen because I want Rey to be like, I need you to teach me all these Jedi stuff. And Porg Luke is going to be like, yeah, that'll be $10. And Rey's like, $10? Are those like portions? Because up until that point in her life, the only currency she's probably ever known is the one invented by that Unkar Plutt fellow. Anyway, she agrees to it, and it just leads to these hijinks where Rey's trying to do like the best she can with terrible lessons from Porg Luke. And I really just want this to lead to a scene where Rey and Porg Luke are gathered around a campfire cooking up some ripe old human meat, because Porg Luke, they're not going to eat their own kind. And of course Rey isn't really feeling the meal, so she kind of like sets it aside, and Porg Luke is like, wait, hold on, baby, that bone still got a lot of meat on it. You throw it in a pot, add in some broth and potatoes, and baby, you got a space stew going. I think Kylo Ren's backstory will be revealed, at least a little bit more of it, and I think that it turns out that he's really just playing an elaborate prank on his dear old Uncle Luke. You know, he was hanging around with his classmates at the budding Jedi Academy that Luke had. He was talking to one of his classmates, and he was like, hey man, we should like set fire to the laundry room. And his friend was like, no. And Kylo Ren, well, then Ben Solo was like, why not? And his friend was like, that's crazy. And Ben Solo was like, I'm gonna kill you. And his friend was like, what? And then Ben was like, I'm just kidding. And then he ran off and snapped the legs off a space cricket. But none of that stopped him from going through with his space prank. He set fire to the laundry room. The entire building went down. Instead of having like any true remorse, Ben Solo was like, this is way funnier than I ever thought it could be. And he keeps the prank going so long that he eventually joins the First Order. And then one day he was like, it'd be hilarious if I started worshiping my dead grandfather. And all of this hilarity came to a head when he confronted his father. And then he did the greatest prank of all, patricide. It was only then that he realized he might have taken it too far. But I think he figures at this point he's in too deep. Now, when it comes to Snoke, I think we'll find out that he's just a senile old man with a chain-smoking problem who really just happens to say really fortunate things at the right time. I like to imagine he walked into the wrong office building one day and overheard a conversation about the Empire having fallen, and he said something like, nothing really ever falls. And these guys are like, this guy, he's got some ideas. And I think we'll see Snoke rise to power by just being a total contrarian to everything the New Republic does. Like, I'm sure at some point the New Republic was like, this Snoke guy, he's bad news. And Snoke was like, oh yeah, you're fake news. And that leads us to the events of The Last Jedi, where Snoke is really just mumbling his way through orders now. I imagine Hux comes up to him and is like, sir, we lost an entire blockade to the Resistance. What should we do? And Snoke is just like, and he like whacks his finger at the same time to show that he really means business. As you probably have well figured out by now, these are not my real predictions. This was a joke video. Ha ha! We all had fun. I know I did. That being said, if any of what I said before comes true, you heard it here first, and either I'm a genius or Rian Johnson, the writer-director of The Last Jedi, is a blatant intellectual property thief, and I am owed some sort of royalty payment. If you've stuck with me this far, thanks for watching. Okay, thanks, bye!